we spoke about what attention is, how to define it. We spoke about that it's a lens that we can move. So how is this dynamic of moving our attention? How can we perceive this? How does this become from how do we get from the idea and the rhetorical thing of, yeah, we can move our attention, to the experience? How can I experience my attention in motion? Who is it? Where is it?
Who is it is always an amazing question. And it's not so easy to go into and to define in a final way. It's part of the mystery of existence. But
sure.
If we look at the foundations of human experience and attention within it, first thing is that we are present and we are embodied, despite our best efforts to run away to other places. We are embodied and we are present. Then we have this very, very broad perceptual experience of the world, very, very rich around us. And in the middle, we have this lens that can just take so much at a time. That's the attention. We tend to look at it as a visual thing, but it's an audio. It's any sense that we have, and maybe some of them that we're not even aware of. But this has to come into this lens, into this prism. What we try to do when we speak about dynamics of attention is to try to notice the prism, to notice that I can direct it, that it's mine. Okay, if you think of advertisement, they try to do their best to snatch your focus, to look at what they want to show you, which is okay. We do the opposite. We try to take back hold, to reclaim our attention, and then we can start to travel with this vehicle. Now, this vehicle is traveling on the road, on the landscape, my presence, the world, the universe, and within this I can start working with those dynamics of my little baby prism. It is part of me, it's not all of me, but it's mine to direct wherever I want. Okay, so we can see that sometimes we wander off with our thoughts, we learn to bring them back. This is a very typical dynamic. Many people know it when they meditate, when they train, even when they drive. Distraction, come back. Distraction, come back. But even coming back, I can start doing it in a lot of different ways. I can look at you, for instance, and say, hello, but listen to the child speaking outside. For whatever reason, I need to go there. So I have my eyes there, my ears there. How do I manage this experience? Maybe it's not so important, I can come back to you. So I drive my attention where I choose to. It could be that I really would like to speak with you about something very, very important, but I just cannot look into your eyes. So I might look away, but I'm fully with you. How do I travel in this realm? This is where attention starts to be interesting. Part of it is emotional, part of it is intellectual, part of it is...
And it's something that can be perceived from the outside, right? When you speak to me, but I perceive your attention moving away, I might not know what is happening, but I might feel the what's going on thing. And my attention might even travel with yours.
Like, where are you going? Where are you going now?
Like, where is it? And this is something... Most of the time, we're not aware of this happening.
Exactly. That's where we want to start.
But we can perceive it.
Yes. For the purpose of our lives, it's not something that has to be special. But sometimes you see those vacant eyes that somebody is not home, even if they look at you. Something there happens on the level of attention that we can learn to work with. I see my little boy watching television. It worries me.
Yes.
What happens to attention? This is the game we are playing here. And the purpose is to watch the film of our lives, to be the films of our lives, while living for the sake of life. It doesn't have to be anything more dramatic than that, but to get hold of that travel, that journey. Because if this is now our journey today, at this particular moment, we have a choice if to fully be there, what we call present, and to be able to govern, to control, to choose where our attention goes to. And even here, there is so much stuff on the table, so much stuff in the room, but I would like to speak to you. How do I summon my attention and bring it to you? And now it's not just to you as a person, it's to you as the person that I talk with. And there are themes and there are topics. And I can sense, this one has gone astray, this one is good. All these choices as we go by are things that we do with our attention, including the sad awareness that if we choose now to speak about one thing, at the same time we cannot maybe speak about another thing. So it's a choice that limits us. But it also paves the way to the road that we are carving out for ourselves. This life road becomes part of our choices, manifest through how we pay attention to things. This, to my amazement, when I discovered this as a teenager, I saw that I don't learn this anywhere. I drive myself bananas to try to figure out this for myself. But this is something that we should teach. We are aware of this. It's not just about school for children. It's about life. That they should learn this in very young ages.
And I think in our professions as body workers, it's so present, right? Because we pay attention to the person working with us, and we pay attention to their attention and what they do with it. And then we touch their attention, basically.
Or we guide their attention. Absolutely.
And this is where the magic happens.
Yes, and this is, And the tricky bit, I find this with healing and with touch is amazing because we can really do this, but we sometimes look at it, okay, that's it. It's like, what I know with attention is, I healed you, now you are healed, or we healed together, and now you go home, and
no,
this is the missing part.
Life rich in every circumstances, I think.
Because if you go to church and you leave God in the church and go back home, you miss the whole idea of being perceptive to God or to be a church goer. It's not something that belongs to an institution. That's why it's so important to take it back here. It belongs to nature, and we are manifestations of nature. And we are now like surfing on the huge wave called existence. And how do we surf this thing?
And I mean, it makes every encounter so rich if you pay attention to attention in motion, or if you are aware of attention in motion, your own and the other person's, and how it like, I mean, we just spoke about how I can perceive that you are not actually listening to me, but to something outside. And probably this is just the tip of the iceberg of what I can perceive that you perceive. And how we by that influence each other on many, many, many levels all the time. Just by me being attentive to you and you being attentive to everything you know, in a way. You know
so I mean? As a practitioner,
but in every
but also encounter. So here when we are together paying attention to something common that we share, that we chose, it brings us into a higher level of experience. Because we are joining forces, joining attentions, address something. It doesn't mean that we have to agree. It doesn't mean that we have to argue. But now we even know from research that when we have a good contact in those moments, that you really feel it in the air, our hearts start to beat in cohesion. There are sometimes brain links between people when they have a good rapport, that they start to surf together the same wave. Sometimes we call it flow. How do we get there? This is part of the training that we try to bring with our attention. So first of all, I do it on my own to train myself, and then I can do it with another, that the relationship or the issue, or if you like me or not like me, doesn't become the hijack of attention, but that we can really share together on a common interest.
Yes.
And this is what we need. Just imagine running parliaments like this, politics like this.
Yes, this is
driving
where I
on the
get
road.
really, really passionate about it,
Yeah.
because the levels of inspiration
Yes.
that are possible
Mhm.
when you really,
Yeah.
when you pay attention to each other and to something and to, you know, like, wow.
And usually this is left for chance.
Yeah,
Like a football team that suddenly had a good day.
yeah,
Usually they are doing this,
yeah,
but without even knowing how, perhaps. Or they have a specific trick how to get there. But when they go home, they might not do it with their spouses.
it
or
might still feel like the magic happened.
on the
Yeah,
during the game, but
Yeah.
not now.
yeah,
How do we start to work with this resource? Not to do the football for this, or not to go climb a mountain for this. There were these amazing brothers that climb mountains. They say, when I climb the mountains, I'm fully concentrated. I don't know how to do this with my wife. So I go climbing. That's a good one. But
Yeah.
if I learn not just to do it on climbing, but I
Yeah.
learn to be attentive, I can now control, choose, and drive my attention. Now, it doesn't mean that we all the time have to be super busy and super professional and super... We can also decide now,
yeah,
here I would like to park my attention for the next hour, let's say to watch a movie or to just have a coffee with a friend,
yeah.
just on the purpose of it, do something light and even a little bit silly. No problem, but I am behind it. It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of choices that I can start to learn to compartmentalize and put in order.
Yeah, and
then
to
I can-
identify it when it's happening, right? To
Yeah.
learn, to feel it, to feel the difference, to play, start playing with it.
And I think the prospects are amazing. And when you think of it, it's a natural resource.
Yes.
We don't even need to get it anywhere. It's already there.
Yeah.
This is what we want to tap into. And that's why I also think that the ideologies sometimes make it more complicated rather than just making it simple. And it's already beautiful enough.
Yeah.
The universe is mysterious enough. We don't have to have a trailer to be convinced about it. That's where we are going.
Cool. Oh,
Yes, I find it as well. It's a very exciting thing. And also to do it in a group.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward so much.
Me too.